So this is Cliff Schecter, and he's really upset. Kyle Rittenhouse is on his mind. Kyle went out there and tweeted saying, "Oh my gosh, I'd like to have a sit-down talk with somebody and tell them the truth." Cliff, he's not up for that. No, not even. So he's going to tell us some of his homespun humor here. He's going to give us witty sayings like, "I'd rather sandpaper a Bobcat's butt in a telephone booth than hang out with Kyle Rittenhouse." No, he's not going to give us any homespun humor. Let's bask in the bitterness. Hello out there. I am trying to get to it.
With his powerful brainwaves cradled in the warmth of reasoning, it's time for Johnny Walker Dread to straighten you out on a thing or two. Emanating all the way from exciting Las Vegas, Oklahoma, it's the Johnny Walker Dread Show.
All the many things wrong with the current Republican Party is how the masses just either listen to someone like Rush Limbaugh, although not anymore, or Sean Hannity.
Oh, listening to Rush Limbaugh, but not anymore. Just kind of like we used to listen to old Joseph Rosenbaum sing, but not anymore. Kyle took care of that. So the dead jokes don't seem so funny anymore, do they? When it's one of your heroes polluting the groundwater.
Or Tucker Carlson, where they just show up at rallies for Donald Trump.
Oh my God, they show up at rallies for Donald Trump. What's wrong with them? I mean, they have a politician they like and they show up at his rallies. Unlike Joe Biden.
And they just literally shut whatever is left of their brains down and just give into this total cult of personality.
Yeah, the left never does that. Their media leaders are always stellar.
Hey, this is Cliff Schecter, The Takedown, and today we have to talk about Kyle Rittenhouse. Kyle Rittenhouse, the guy, that scumbag that murdered Trayvon Martin, at least had the good sense to go away.
Well, first of all, George Zimmerman, he was acquitted, and frankly, I don't care what anybody says. You look at the facts of that case, there is nothing to convict that dude on. So George Zimmerman very well may be innocent, and in fact, I think he probably was. Kyle Rittenhouse, we know is innocent because guess what? Everything he did was captured on video for all of us to see. And all 12 jurors said, yeah, that's self-defense, no doubt about it. You'll have to cope on your own. If you need help, Cliff, I can find a coping workshop for you somewhere.
Kyle Rittenhouse won't go away. He's on Twitter now and complaining that he can't get on Instagram and...
Oh, God, he won't go away. He's on Twitter now, and he's on Instagram. What are we going to do? Oh, life's hard. I have an idea. Why don't you block him? That's what we normally do when we have some people out there that we just don't want to listen to.
He's quoting the Bible. And, you can see where he'd look at someone like Marco Rubio, some loser from Florida, just sits there quoting the Bible. And
hey, Kyle, I have some news for you, man. Okay, I know you're, kind of trying to trigger these dudes, but at some point, it's so easy, it's not fun anymore. I used to watch this show called Third Rock from the Sun, one of my favorites. And John Lithgow played a physics professor, and he would always ask Leon, the dumb kid in class, who, by the way, was John Lithgow's real son, questions that Leon couldn't answer. And finally, the girl in the class, and I forget her name, said, "Would you just quit? I mean, couldn't you please stop? It's not fun anymore." He can't answer the questions. And I'm getting the same kind of feeling here from these guys. You know what it's like? Watching these guys get triggered is like when the special ed kid is out on the football field and he's supposed to score an easy touchdown, but it's some defensive lineman just mows him down. And that kind of like, oh, you got to be kidding me. I mean, come on, what were you thinking? This isn't cool. This isn't fun. That's what I'm feeling like with Kyle Rittenhouse and his triggering of the left. And it's just too easy. The next thing you'll know, Kyle will be quoting the 10 Commandments. Oh, that's coming. And I wonder how they will respond. 10 Commandments? What about thou shalt not kill? I mean, these things are just too easy, Kyle.
In place of any actual real morality that applies to this world and would think that that's okay. So here he is, and I want to thank Ryan Pinesworth for responding. Blessed are the peacemakers, for they will be called the children of God, Matthew 5:9. Yeah. Kyle Rittenhouse, the guy that illegally got an assault rifle with stimulus money, took it across state lines, and decided to shoot people at black.
He got them all. I think he nailed 3 of the dumb arguments that I posted in one shot. He got the gun illegally. No, he didn't. He crossed the state lines. No, he didn't. He went there to shoot people. Nope. I mean, they can't get anything right. And you start to wonder, do they really know the truth? I mean, can they really be this stupid? Yeah, they can.
Black Lives Matter protest. He's the guy who's quoting that. Ryan Pinesworth, whoever he is, and I don't mean in a negative way, I don't know him, but his response is perfect. You quoting scripture is like Dahmer quoting cookbooks.
Ooh, what a burn. Dang, Kyle, how are you going to recover from that one?
Chef's kiss. But that's not it. He keeps coming back at you. He keeps quoting the Bible.
He just keeps coming back. He just keeps coming back. We can't do anything to stop him.
That Terminator is out there. It doesn't feel pity or remorse or fear, and it absolutely will not stop.
He keeps going. What is the best piece of advice you've ever received? This one's actually pretty good by Ryan Pinesworth. Don't purchase an AR-15 with taxpayer dollars and then shoot protesters was always one of my dad's favorites.
They can't get over the stimulus money thing. I mean, I thought that argument had died a long time ago. Really? I mean, I thought that at some point the left had decided, okay, the fact that he bought the gun with stimulus money is not really relevant to anything. Who cares? I mean, he got a check from the government. He's got now $1,500 to spend. And he goes out and buys a rifle with it rather than just spending other money he had. Who cares? But no, they're still burned up over this. And keep in mind, this is a perfect example of how bitterness is an ugly emotion. This man is so bitter. It's amazing. You get on these shows and you watch them do their YouTube channels, and they always seem to be so angry. When you watch the conservatives, they seem to be in good spirits. Actually, he's smiling in this one. I think this is the only time he smiled throughout the entire show. We'll see how long that holds up.
Yeah, one of mine too. It's clear what this guy's doing.
Not long.
He's playing into the idolatry of the far right.
No, he's triggering you.
That they hold up these figures like Nick Fuentes and Charlie Kirk and these dunderheaded losers who'd be working somewhere at a window at McDonald's, but they've got the right-wing gravy train if they play it right. And Rittenhouse knows he ended up shooting the right people at a rally, and so the right people for conservatives, so he can...
The right people for conservatives. In other words, you actually favor these guys he shot? Are you kidding me? All right. I mean, if you want to own them, take it. I want nothing to do with Joseph Rosenbaum. Nope.
And play this up and turn this into a career where he doesn't have to do any work and just, he got treated like a rock star at one of those CPAC conferences.
He doesn't have to do any work. Gee, that kind of sounds like the left.
It's sick. And so he's playing to that right now. And it's important for people to respond and to not give him any quarter, to make him know he's not acceptable in society. We can't stop what they do on the right, but in mixed, regular human society, he is not allowed.
Okay, you don't want to give him any quarter. You want him to know that he's not acceptable in society. That's fine, but you might not want to attack him. Let's not do that, okay? Let's try to learn from Joseph Rosenbaum and learn from Anthony Huber.
So here he showed up, and I'll give you his final quote. I would love to have a sit-down conversation with the people who think I'm a murderer or try to mix up the facts of my story. Problem is, they don't want to keep an open mind.
Hey, Kyle, you kind of nailed that one. I wonder if he's going to come back now and show us how he really does have an open mind. He's now going to say, okay, tell you what, Kyle, any day you like, I'm willing to sit down with you and debate you on the facts. That's what's going to happen, right?
To which Emily Brandwin, who's a former CIA officer.
Oh, she's a CIA officer. Oh my God. In other words, she's a dumbass. But that's okay. He's going to have somebody else come in and answer for him.
Responded on Twitter. Open mind, you just released a game called Kyle Rittenhouse Turkey Shoot, where players kill turkeys that are labeled fake news on MSDNC.
Oh, big deal. Okay, I will say that I wish Kyle hadn't done it, but they are fake turkeys, and they're not people, and they don't have people's names on the turkeys. It's symbolic. You know what I mean? It's symbolic. But what happened to this willingness to sit down and have an open conversation with him? You can't, because you don't know the facts. You don't know what happened that night because you're closed-minded and not particularly bright.
And that's it in the end. Take the con to the people, grease them out of their money, keep lying, don't work, and use the authoritarian impulses to just have that easy life and really live off of the carcasses of your stupid followers.
Live off the carcasses of your followers. Wow. I'm trying to picture this in my mind. His followers are all dead, and they're laying out in the field, and they're probably stinking up the joint a bit. And there's Kyle. I guess he is, eating them or something? I don't know. Somehow, this is supposed to be authoritarian on Kyle's part. Again, I'm telling you, they walk around, they think that they're intellectually superior to everybody, but they talk like this. This is about the stupidest shit I've ever heard. So I'm not buying it. Like my video, subscribe to my channel, and don't become like this. Politics, yeah, it's important, but don't get like this.